Hello and welcome back to Green Hill Gaming, where I share my passion for the whole wide world. In this live stream, I'm back at it again playing Demon Souls. In fact, I'll be having a late night live stream with Demon Souls. So sit back, relax, grab a book snacks, but as always, and more importantly, enjoy the live stream. The live stream which I am now going to get up and running on my phone so I can interact with my lovely viewers and also get an audio check, because in my previous live stream my microphone was acting up. There's my lovely voice in the background. Oakley dokley, let the late night live stream of Demon Souls commence. And how do you do to my two lovely viewers, one of them being Brooke. Brooke, welcome to Green Hill Gaming. How are you keeping? You're very welcome to my late night live stream of Demon Souls. Enjoy. So, how do you do to all watching Green Hill
Diablo
Gaming?
2 and Blizzard Arcade Collection announced for Switch and other consoles. Elbow Cup.
Chaddy Chad Middleton, how are you keeping? And welcome to Green Hill Gaming. Welcome to my late night live stream of Demon Souls. Hope you enjoy. Yeah, seen that, and I forget Diablo 2. Man, I am hyped for Blizzard Arcade
I'm
Collection.
doing well, thank you. What about you?
Brooke, I am glad to hear it. I am doing very well now. Thank
Sup,
you
Brooke?
very much. I am well more than anything else because Blizzard Arcade Collection has been announced for Switch and other consoles. I'm going to buy it twice. I'm going to buy it on PS5 and I'm going to buy it on Switch. I grew up playing a game called Rock and Roll Racing, which Blizzard Entertainment made.
And they're not charging $40 for it like Capcom. Elbow Cup.
Yeah, they're not charging $40 for it. And I was looking a little bit into it. You can play the games in their original form, or you can play with like an enhanced mode, which apparently adds in like new areas to the game, which is just insane. And it's got some sort of a museum feature as well, like with interviews about the game, watch, and World of Warcraft and all of Diablo. Like I was playing one of Blizzard Entertainment's original games. Had it on the Sega Mega Drive. Absolutely loved it. It's a crazy ass racing game. I swear it's just one of a kind. It's got like music, like it's got covers of classic rock and roll racing, like Born to Be Wild. Just to name one. It's a really fun game. Loved playing on Sega Mega Drive. In fact, I made a video of it on my YouTube channel there a couple of months back, because I actually have it on the Sega Mega Drive in its original form. I had the cartridge and everything. I actually made a video on it. But it's going to be great to be able to live stream it like as part of the Blizzard Arcade Collection. So yeah, Jesus, Chad, I'm hyped. But until then, we're going to play some Demon Souls. And as you can see, I'm still on this area. I will be on this area for a very long time to come. But as I always say, that is what Demon Souls is. That is what I signed up to. Was there any other Blizzard announcements? Did they talk about Overwatch 2 by any chance? I didn't watch the BlizzCon or BlizzCon. I didn't watch it. I just came across like the news that I seen the logo Blizzard Arcade Collection. I was kind of half looking at it. I was like, oh, Blizzard Arcade Collection, and then I was like, what? Blizzard Arcade Collection, and all I could think of was Rock and Roll Racing, you know. So I went into the article, read it, and I saw Rock and Roll Racing. I was absolutely delighted. As for Diablo 2, I'm not a fan of Diablo. I've never really played a Diablo game. I don't really intend on either, to be honest with you. No offense to Blizzard and their franchise. It's just not something that I'm particularly interested in at the moment anyway. I'm more interested in old school Blizzard. Oh, I love it. It's a great time in gaming for retro gamers, you know. So many classic games are coming back and they're being remastered and they're being remade and re-released. It's just great to see such a love for like the heritage of the gaming's heritage. Its beginnings, you know. Like Overwatch is such a big game right now, you know, among modern gamers. You know, and it's nice for those gamers to kind of get a bit of a history lesson, you know. They can kind of find out, you know, what games like, you know, gamers were playing like before Overwatch was even a thing. Like one of those games, you know, I could talk about rock and roll racing all night in this late night live stream of Diablo, but I won't. I'll keep that for my Blizzard Arcade Collection live stream, which is definitely happening. And I'm obviously going to be getting stuck into rock and roll racing. There's 2 other games as well. It's literally only 3 games. So Chad, I suppose, like, you know, they're not charging 40 quid for like an arcade collection like Capcom. But I think, to be fair, that's probably because they're only including 3 games. Like they didn't make a whole lot of games. Like, to be fair, Chad, you know, as far as arcade games are concerned. One of them is called Lost Vikings, which I only came across Lost Vikings through like an Easter egg / reference in Overwatch. I didn't even know what that game was until then. And there's another one as well that I forget the name of, but it's all going to be rock and roll racing for me. In fact, throughout this late night live stream of I was going to say Diablo, Christ, of Demon's Souls, I'll actually be looking at the PSN store to see if the game is live. If the game is live, I'm downloading it. And once it's downloaded, I'm ending this live stream and I'm going straight onto the Blizzard Arcade Collection. Well, I mentioned this in my video that I did a couple of months back of Rock and Roll Racing, like the original version. Is Blizzard actually have an office like about 25 minutes away from where I live, which is a crazy fact. But it's not major, like it's not like their headquarters or anything, because Apple Computers European headquarters actually are about 15 minutes away from where I live, which is an interesting fact. But Blizzard they have offices, like, you know, they've got like, it's mostly a call center, like technical support, that kind of a thing. So, as far as I'm aware, anyway. I don't know how many times I've been recommended to work in that place. Maybe now is the time. Show them a little bit of love, like, you know. Seeing as I love playing their console game, rock and roll racing, and now that I've become a fan of Overwatch, which I've got to go back and actually play it, to be honest with you. I feel like I've been gone from that game too long now, to be honest with you. I've been surprised. I've been pleasantly surprised by Overwatch, to be honest with you. Surprised that I'm enjoying it, and more than anything, surprised that I'm good at it. I've been playing a lot of competitive matches, and I'm as surprised as the next person that I'm actually good at it. Like, I'm like, what? Like, I don't know what it is, but I just picked it up. Like, and I just took the time to learn the basics. I think that makes a difference, really, you know. I think if you rush into a game, you're not going to do very well. But I think if you just really,
They nerfed Wrecking Ball Knockout when he's swinging at enemies in the new update.
They did what? No way. They should leave Wrecking Ball alone. When he's swinging it, I don't really use that move too much anyway, so it's fine. I just enjoy rolling around in the hamster ball, to be honest with you. Don't even care if I win or lose half the time. It's just being able to play as a hamster, like, in a shooting game is like, it's very unique, like, it is very unique. Okay, I need to at least make it to the boss battle in this live stream. That's my goal now. I feel like I'm doing far too much chatting.
It's funny swinging players off the map with him.
It is. Here, the sensors, the what you call it, the L2 and R2. I just literally tapped that. They want to fix that. They need to fix this. It's the game, not the controller. It's way too sensitive. If you sneeze, right, in the direction of R2, he will swing. It's too sensitive. I'm telling you, they need to fix this right now. Just want to say how do you do to all watching Green Hill Gaming right now. Hope you're all keeping very well, and I hope you enjoy a late night live stream of Demon's Souls. This is going to be a proper late night live stream. I'm not going to run off to bed in an hour's time. Like, I'm going to be here for a while. I'm hyped. I'm hyped for Blizzard Arcade Collection. Should I call this live stream hyped for Blizzard Arcade Collection? I would have been even more hyped if I hadn't played Rock and Roll Racing recently. I only recently backed that game down, Rock and Roll Racing. That was a recent enough purchase for me. So I'm kind of like, I would have loved if I hadn't picked that game up since the Sega Mega Drive days. But still though, what the hell is going on? Okay, this game needs an update or a patch that just fixes the sensitivity of the let's get past this part. I haven't even met the boss yet. Say like I'm gonna die. Oh, you bastard! I should always kill that archer. Okay. I need to get back into the game now. This is Demon's Souls. You can't mess around when it comes to Demon's Souls, can you? It's funny, isn't it? I have live streams where I barely talk. I just go pure quiet. I'm just like every 5 minutes I'm like, oh no, I died, or something like that. I know I just can't shut up. Like, it's funny really with me, like, you know. But yeah, it's great news now, Chad. What the fuck? Okay, well, there's something seriously not right with this controller. I don't know if it's the controller or the fucking game, like, but it's like... It's crazy. Anyway, it's okay. Brilliant news though, the Blizzard Arcade Collection. I need a break from video game news to me. Have Capcom confirmed Resident Evil Outrage? Spoke a little bit about that in my earlier live stream of Demon's Souls today. If that ends up becoming like factual, it's very hard to take the word of a...
I'm here early today. El Boca.
Who is in the live stream? You are indeed, you're here very early. Welcome, Ruby. You know I'm going to call you Ruby each time because I just can't pronounce chili dog half the time. So I'm just going to call you by your name, Ruby, if that's okay. Ruby, welcome to Green Hill Gaming. Welcome to my late night live stream of Demon's Souls. Hope you enjoyed the live stream and hope you're keeping well also. Those triggers going mad again.
Did you know Fall Guys is coming to Switch and Xbox?
That's right, yeah. I seen it. I seen the Nintendo Direct yesterday. Fall Guys got announced for Nintendo Switch this summer and Xbox as well. Can't forget the poor Xbox, can you? They got fuck all to play at the moment. We have to reference the Xbox players. I was going to say something, but I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, Resident Evil. It's hard to trust the word of so-called leakers these days because
I hope it has crossplay.
Oh God, it has to have crossplay. Oh Jesus Christ, it has to. It needs to have crossplay. But on top of crossplay, it needs cross saves as well. They need to somehow do it an update like where there's like you log into your Fall Guys.
I better be able to play my PC account on Switch.
Oh Jesus Christ, definitely, like, you know, because you want to be able to have all those
What's up?
costumes that you would have collected over time. Damien, buddy,
Hi,
welcome to Green Hill Gaming. Welcome to my late night live stream of Demon Souls. How are you getting on, Damien? And as always, you're very welcome to the live stream and enjoy. So yeah, you can't really trust leakers these days because leakers were banging on about in the Switch store for years,
Have you
literally
watched
years.
the new Netflix series Behind Her Eyes?
I have not. What's that about?
Hey Ruby, how's things? I'm good,
What's
Johnny,
that show
thanks.
about? No problemo, Damien. No problemo. And I'm glad to hear. Your number one fan, Ruby, is
How
in the
are
live
things,
stream.
Chad? How are you, Johnny?
Good. No, good. I went to the doctor today, and I'm telling you, in all my years of dealing with doctors, yeah, I've never in my life dealt with a
I'm
doctor
glad I didn't buy Hades
as nice
yet.
as
They
him.
announced a physical edition.
Physical edition of Hades is coming, man.
Suck,
But
Damien.
he had a look at my hand, and he wanted to make sure like that I could move my fingers around. He was happy enough with the hand. He looked at the wound on the finger that I had the bandage on for almost 3 weeks. He said that's fine. He said that will heal by itself. So more or less the hand is okay, and I can actually like make somewhat of a fist with my right hand now. So right hand is coming along very well. Thankfully I don't have any bandages onto it anymore. So all is good. And I just found out tonight that Diablo.
It's creepy, but not scary.
I keep
The
saying
story
Diablo.
just creeps me. I can't really explain what it's about, but I'd definitely recommend giving it a watch. Well, it's obvious it wasn't Flynn anyways, haha.
Oh, it definitely wasn't him. So he wouldn't even see me. He wouldn't even see me there a couple of weeks back because I wanted him to have a proper look at my hand just so I could get ease of mind. That's the one thing that the doctor that I saw today, Ronan is his name, right? The one thing that I wanted.
He's a spastic.
From what I've heard now, from and sorry Ruby, I'll get to your comment in a second. From the experience that I heard I can't even fucking speak. From what I heard, in your family situation, he 100% is, and I've heard other stories as well about him. But the doctor that I saw today, he gave me what I wanted this whole time with my hand was ease of mind. I went away from there with an ease of mind, and that's all I wanted. I feel like I'm okay now. I was told I was okay, and that's all you ever want from a doctor. So yeah, man, keeping very well now. Thanks for asking. And I'm even happier to know that Blizzard have announced Blizzard Arcade Collection coming to Switch and PS4 and Xbox One, all consoles, PC as well. And it's going to include my childhood game, Rock and Roll Racing. I can't wait. I'm going to live stream that as well. So it's creepy but not scary. The story just creeps me. I can't really explain what it's about, but I definitely recommend giving it. Now you know how it feels not to be able to explain something. That's how I feel when you ask me to describe, what's the point of this game or what's going on in this. It's tough, isn't it, to describe something. But I might give it a watch myself actually sometime, to be honest with you, Ruby. I like a bit of creepy horrors or anything to do with that, really. Oh yeah, Damien, did you see the Netflix documentary series about the disappearance of I'm after forgetting her name now. Lama. No, it's not. It's not. The woman who went missing in the Cecil Hotel. Oh, God! I'm telling you one thing, right?
Madeleine McCann.
Madeleine McCann.
Oh.
No, not that one. Oh, is there one about her on Netflix?
Yeah, I feel face with tears of joy. No jump scares, just a bit weird, and like you never know what's coming. The ending is honestly a mind fuck.
Oh, no jump scares. Okay, a bit weird. Sounds interesting. The ending is honestly, oh, I like endings as a mind
You're
fuck,
on
so I'm
about the
definitely gonna have.
Chinese girl, yes.
Yeah, yeah, I forget her name. That's the one. Alessa. I think it's Alessa Lam, if I'm not mistaken. It's definitely Alessa something, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. That's it, Damien. The Chinese girl that went to the Cecil Hotel and she went missing and then she ended up in a water cooler. The whole situation is just really peculiar. I'm telling you one thing, right? The hotel manager is hiding something. Because I'm telling you, like
The
from her
elevator thing,
body
yeah, man,
language,
it's crazy.
it is, yeah. But you know what though? She actually had bipolar disorder, yeah. And like the what you call it, like the doctors and the police that they had on the show, like talking about her and bipolar condition, like describe like people who have serious bipolar condition, they get very strange episodes and they do very strange things. So that explains that. And the reason why the elevator door wouldn't close is because she actually had her finger on like the button that keeps it open. You know, and a lot of people didn't realize that first time around. But when people researched the video, they actually realized that she was actually pressing that button. So that explains that as well. So a few things got explained. Like, but still, like I mean, how she ended up in the water cooler is still a little bit strange. But the series does try to kind of put a kind of put an underline in the whole bizarre situation. Really, like it was very interesting to watch though.
A supernatural take in it.
Actually, it's actually interesting. It's actually the opposite to it. They actually tried
Is this
to.
on Netflix?
Yeah, man, this is on Netflix, Ruby. Sorry for calling you man. I thought you were Damien for a second. It's actually quite the opposite, and it's quite interesting. They try to be anything but supernatural. They try to kind of give it somewhat of a realistic and logical explanation, and they describe the fact that this lady had bipolar, and people with serious bipolar they act very bizarrely, and they get very bizarre episodes, and that would kind of explain like why she was like moving her fingers in a strange way, and why she was kind of acting suspicious.
Mystery.
Oh, you'd love it, man. I'm telling you, it still isn't like even when they attempt to explain how and why
What's
she
it
ended up
called?
in the water cooler.
I'll defo give it a watch.
True Crime, the Cecil Hotel, I think is the full name of it. Yeah, True Crime, Cecil Hotel. You will
I
definitely
read
come
so
across
much
it
on
anyway.
it, and watched a lot too.
Yeah, I watched the videos. No, I didn't read too much into it, but I definitely watched the videos and I found it very interesting. But what you're actually going to find interesting after watching it is they actually really tried to kind of go very really, and they tried to bring a bit of logic into it, and so it's not a kind of cheap kind of like.
Is this
It's not
about the girl who did the elevator game, or something in a hotel and ended up dying in the water tank?
Yeah, that's the
Or
one,
am I
Ruby.
on about something else?
No, you're spot on, Ruby. You're spot on. And this Netflix series tries to kind of give a bit of closure to the situation and try to bring a bit of common sense into it and kind of logic. And it's not a kind of like, oh, the aliens got her or the Illuminati got her kind of a thing. It's kind of really this. It's actually quite a sad story. It's a tragic, real,
Damn, I
true
watched
story.
so many theories about that. I'll definitely give it a watch.
Oh,
Definitely.
there's a lot of theories, and I think that's the series tries to kind
But
of.
what was she hiding from?
But see, the thing is, like, after
What's
watching
it called again? Lol, I'm gonna search it up.
you'll find it straight away. It's True Crime, the Cecil Hotel. You will definitely come
A demon
across it.
JK.
But see, the thing is, after watching it, like, I think it's a tragic story of a woman who had a lot of issues, and she was actually.
Do you think the hotel was in on her death?
Oh, I 100% think the hotel is involved in some kind of way. After watching the series and after watching the behaviour of the hotel manager, the way that she spoke, the way that she acted, she is hiding something. She knows something. The hotel is definitely responsible for something. I don't know exactly what, but definitely responsible. As far as what she was hiding from, Damien, I tell you,
the Cecil Hotel.
That's the one, yeah. That's the one. Thanks, Damien. So now nobody has to ask me anymore what's it called. It's there. Thank you, Damien. So she actually was on social media. She's on a social media site called Tumblr, and she was like keeping track of.
Low took one for the team.
She was keeping track of her journey. Like she travelled all around, and she ended up in Los Angeles. She ended up in the Cecil Hotel.
I don't think a random person could just open the water tank.
Yeah, but she had mental health issues. She spoke about her mental health issues. She spoke about the fact that she had bipolar. She spoke about the fact that she was really in a dark place. So as far as who she was hiding from, like I think there's a very strong possibility that
Chad, bit strange that out of everywhere her body was in the tank.
But see, the thing is, it actually says in the series, it actually says that the door that was leading to the roof, where the water tank was actually unlocked. It shouldn't have been unlocked, but it was unlocked. So she could actually, she actually could easily make it to the top of the roof. And there's a ladder just going right into the water tank, and the water tank was actually opened as well. So technically, like, she could actually get into the water tank. I know it's a strange place to end up. You know, it is a strange place to end up, without a shadow of a doubt. But it was possible for her to reach the roof and to actually get into the water tank. As far as why she would have done something like that, again, she had bipolar, and you know, people who suffer from serious bipolar.
In my country, it's called Crime Scene: The Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel. Lol. You should look up the dark history of the Comedy Store in LA.
Ruby, it should be the same here. Oh, is it? Oh, it is there. Sorry, you found it. That's the most important thing. You should look up the dark history of the Comedy Store. That's peculiar. Must have a look at that now. But yeah, once again, like she had bipolar, and you know, she had like severe bipolar, and people with severe bipolar, they behave very strange. They think people are out to get them. They have these bizarre episodes, and I just think that adds up, you know, to the strange behaviour that she was demonstrating, like in the elevator,
suicide,
and outside the. That's pretty much what they're kind of. It's more of an accident than suicide, really. She just felt like as far as who she was hiding from, she in her mind might have felt like she was hiding from a fucking elephant. She in her mind might have felt she was hiding from a swarm of giant killer bees. Like, bipolar is, I don't know much about it, but from the way that they were explaining in the show, and I've watched, you know me, I watch my soap operas, I watch EastEnders, and there was a character in EastEnders called Stacey, and she had severe bipolar, and she thought that like her was it her husband, or no, she felt like her brother was trying to take away her child and everything, and she felt like that she was, I think she felt like at one stage she was the Virgin Mary.
Have you heard about the elevator game theory, where people do a code of numbers on the elevator and go to a different universe or something?
I haven't, no, I don't think I've heard about that. But I suppose, like, to kind of cut long story short, when it comes to bipolar and people with severe bipolar having bizarre incidents, bizarre episodes, and acting very strangely, it happens. I've seen examples of it on TV, and it was explained on the Netflix series. So it's very possible that this woman in the Cecil Hotel, her behaviour, her strange behaviour, could easily be explained through bipolar. So you could have felt like people were coming to get her, but in reality they probably weren't coming to get her.
Have you ever seen a guy went to another country, cannot remember what for, either a holiday or a game of sports he was playing?
Have you ever seen a guy went to another country?
He couldn't board his flight to some injury.
No, I haven't heard about that, no. What's this about now? Well, I would recommend the both of you to watch about the Cecil Hotel. It's really interesting, and it's not just some guy on YouTube, you know, trying to get likes on
But when
his.
he went back to the airport a day or two later.
Part 3 is on the way.
I've been needing
Great
new
story
Netflix
so
show,
far.
so I'm so happy about this. Honestly, I can't wait to give it a watch.
You will really enjoy it. And as I said, it's not just some guy on YouTube looking for likes and trying to be like fucking Fox Mulder and trying to be all conspiracy theory kind of. It's a very scientific. Larka, welcome Larka to Green Hill Gaming. How are you keeping, Larka? And you are very welcome to my late night live stream of Demon's Souls.
He went in normally, but then dropped his bags and ran away so fast out of the airport and was never seen again.
That's another example of strange behaviour. But see, do you know what it is? When we hear cases like that, strange incidents where people act strangely, there's a part
That's creepy.
But see, that's it. Like that's it, isn't it? That's it. Our psyche reacts with that's creepy. That's got to be paranormal. That's got to be the aliens. That's got to be the demons. That's the first response that we.
Any explanation for it?
Yeah, like this. That's the thing. Like our reaction is that's got to be paranormal. Yeah, because it has to be because it's more entertaining for ourselves. But when someone tries to explain it in a logical, scientific way, we don't want to hear it. We're like, no, that can't be right. It's got to be the aliens. It's got to be the aliens. Like this woman in the Cecil Hotel.
Absolutely none. He was never found.
All I heard was the million suds there. But nonetheless, Larka, hope you enjoyed the late night live stream of Demon's Souls and I hope you're keeping well.
Heard about that Malaysia flight that went missing.
But you know what? There probably is an explanation out there somewhere, and there probably are actually
undercover operation for the mafia, and she saw too much elbow cup.
You never know, Chad.
Not even by police.
But an interesting quote that one of the police officers said in that documentary about the Cecil Hotel incident, and what he said was, he says people on the internet don't know everything. They don't know the full story, and he's right. Like we just know videos and what other people are saying online, but we're not the ones investigating the case, are we? Like, so a lot of these situations are being dealt with, are being investigated,
no.
and they have a logical.
There's only one video of him running out from the airport, and that's all.
And so that's all we see. That's all we see. We see one video of some guy bringing up an airport, and we say, "Oh my God, that's really bizarre. That's really strange." But like this person again could have bipolar. That's why he's acting like this. You know, we don't know him on a personal level, but I'm sure that the family and friends know him on a personal level. I'm sure the police who are investigating it know him on a personal level.
He's been missing years now.
You know, they're the ones who.
We could be thinking he ran because he's scared. Maybe someone died or something and he needed to get home.
But see, there's so much to it, like, there's so much to it that we don't know, and I think that's what the Netflix series about the Cecil Hotel made me realise, is I don't know anything about this case. You know, and that's...
What's the video called?
That's really what it comes down to. Like, we don't know anything about this case. It's entertaining for us to like start thinking about, like, you know, the paranormal explanation as opposed to accepting the logical and scientific explanation. You know, like, are we just going to completely ignore the medical condition of bipolar when it comes to the Cecil Hotel incident, and instead just believe that there was an altered dimension in the elevator and that, you know, demons were coming to get her, like, because it's more entertaining? It's like, the thing is, this is not about, it's not entertaining for the family of that woman. It's not entertaining for the friends of that woman that they can never again see her. It's not entertaining for any of those people. You know, so
His name is Lars Mitang.
but we want to make it entertaining.
Azuma.
But
How
it's not
TF
really.
did she get in the tank though? I'll never understand.
But okay,
Type
but
it
maybe.
into YouTube and it'll be there.
But maybe you'll understand this, right? Maybe I'll help you to understand, right? Like, the door leading to the roof was open. There's a ladder on the water tank, and the hatch was open. Maybe that's why she ended up in the water tank. It's not like she just transported herself into the water tank. Again, there's a very simple scientific explanation to why so many people have, like, you know, conspiracy theories on this and approach it in a paranormal perspective, and that's because it's more entertaining for people to believe in a paranormal explanation than believe in the boring and bland, you know, scientific
Another
logic
one for you.
explanation.
A fella in his small plane.
Oh, there's more. I love
Flying
it.
through the air.
Flying through the air.
God, Damien, he looks so young too.
But just remember, lads, there's always a scientific and logical explanation to these, even if it's unsolved. Even if
He
it's
was on a
unsolved.
radar.
You know, even if it's unsolved, there's still a logical, scientific explanation to these things. We just want everything to be so exciting and mysterious, and, you know, that's okay. I'm just saying. Believe me, I'm a sucker when it comes to conspiracy theories and paranormal. You know. So he was on radar. Next part, please.
I'll be RB in a sec.
No problemo. I will be here for quite a
And
while.
he
This
said
is a
there is
full-on
another
late night
aircraft
live
above
stream.
him. It was
That is-
picked up on radar also.
So he said there was another aircraft above him. Okay. Excuse me.
They both went off the radar.
They both went off the radar. Interesting.
Never found again.
Never found again. Is that connected to the Bermuda Triangle? But I bet you as well, though, because I don't know much about that case. I bet you as well, though, there's a scientific, logical explanation to that too. I'm not saying everything can be
No
explained.
wreckage or anything in his whereabouts.
Jesus, it's bizarre, but you know, like, just because something is bizarre and interesting and peculiar and unsolved and unexplained doesn't mean that it's paranormal, doesn't mean that it's that there's a conspiracy theory, that there's a conspiracy involved. You know, it just means that we can't explain it, we ourselves can't explain it, and it just means that it's bizarre and it means that it's strange. But I could probably predict that there is a scientific, logical explanation to it. And again, I love paranormal. I love you know, anything supernatural. I like anything, you know, to do with, you know, conspiracy theories. I love all that, aliens, UFOs, you name it, police, Illuminati. I'm all for it. But after watching that Netflix series on the Real Crime Cecil Hotel, it just puts a lot of stuff into perspective. Like, you know, like, why is this lady moving her fingers in a very strange way in an elevator? Why is she peeping out of the elevator? Who's she looking at? Who's she hiding from? Why is she doing this? There's got to be a paranormal explanation. She's got to be possessed by a demon. No, it's aliens.
Do you
No,
believe
it's
the
Illuminati.
scientific explanation on why we are here and how the planets came about?
Oh, stop! Oh, William, Jesus Christ. That's way too fucking much now, man. I'll get to that in a second. I'll attempt to get to that in a second anyway. Fucking hell, man. That's insane. So, or is this lady suffering from a really tragic episode of bipolar? Because bipolar exists. We can debate whether aliens exist. We can debate whether, you know, demons exist. But bipolar exists, and people suffer from bipolar every day of the week, and it's very tragic for them,
The
and it's
earth
very
is flat.
and it's very sad for them. Again, there's nothing entertaining about the death of that woman, as far as the family is concerned, and as far as her friends is concerned. Again, logical and scientific
El Boca.
is too boring for us humans. it's more exciting to throw a paranormal explanation onto the situation. Do I believe the scientific explanation on why we are here and how the planets came about? I don't know enough. I think that...
You tell Enchad face with tears of joy.
That's
creepy. Just watched the video of him running. Weird how as soon as he got in the car park he was casually stroking.
Ruby?
Strolling.
Stroking? Oh my god. What are you watching, Ruby? I think I'm watching...
a white elbow cup.
I think Ruby's watching a different video.
https://y.outu.be/8tejd 5ZNCMO.
I'm not going to watch that now because I'm going to get stuck into the game in just a few seconds. But my viewers can watch it. But you know, Ruby, like, you should actually look at bipolar disorder, and you should look at bipolar episodes, like people who suffer from bipolar, the kind of bizarre episodes that they actually demonstrate, and I can guarantee you that they would be very similar to how that woman behaved in the Cecil Hotel and how that man behaved in that video that you just posted. It's so easy to ignore.
Phone. Malware detected. Now someone has your files.
Dun dun dun. Click. I know. God. But again, like, it's so, isn't it so boring, isn't it? Like bipolar, and that's real. It's too boring. Facts are too boring. I think, you know, I want to hear more about paranormal. I want to hear more about conspiracy theories. They're more entertaining. It's natural to react like that. It's natural to throw a scientific explanation under the carpet and instead believe in something more, you know, supernatural and so, like, entertaining. It's just the way we are. It's just the way us humans are, you know.
Science don't believe in the paranormal because they can't test it.
Yeah, I think what science is, they want to test everything has to be like there in front of them before they can actually kind of, you know,
I reckon the man's safe
acknowledge it.
He didn't run for long and then started walking, so I think maybe you're right.
Ruby's obsessed. Ruby's obsessed with this man running. Science don't. Science are all about, like, you know, they can't see it and they won't believe it. But it's kind of, well, not so much that. Again, that's just me saying that. Like, but you're right with that. Science everything has to be tested. It has to exist for them to actually kind of acknowledge.
I'm really into these theories now. Face with tears of joy.
I'm telling you,
but
you're
how
upset.
did they find out how the planets formed?
Yeah. Oh, that's very deep now for me. I don't mind talking about the disappearance and mysterious death of Alyssa, or whatever the hell her name is, in the Cecil Hotel. I don't mind talking about that, but I'm not qualified to talk about the creation of life. You know, whether it be a religious perspective or a scientific perspective. I don't think any of us are. I don't think science can give us all the answers, because if science can give us all the answers, then why it is the last.
What freaked you out the most?
Forget that now in a second.
Quick change of subject.
Oh, this live stream is just wrecking my head. I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean, fucking hell, it's putting me to the test, you know. So here's the thing about science, yeah. If science knew all the answers, then why are they asking questions? As far as religion is concerned, like, why are there so many gods? And not one of them is like here to say, like, yeah, there's a god. Like, there's a lot to be said for proving the existence of God, and there's a lot to be said about, like, about blindly putting your faith into science is what I would say, you know. Again, if science held all the answers, then why are they still asking questions? Why are they still testing?
How did the God become the God?
Yeah, how did the God become the God? Stuff like that, Look, there's a lot. I'm not qualified to give an explanation on the meaning of life. It's the biggest question that all of us ask, really. Why are we here? How do we get here? I'm not going to attempt to give an answer to that. But Damien, in response to your question, about science, I don't think science hold all the answers, and I certainly wouldn't put my blind faith into science just because
Maybe if I was born before life, I would be the God, El Boca.
Possibly. But I just think when it comes to this, science, religion, it's like a kind of, it's a battle. I mean, you have people of faith versus science. That's a very personal thing for a lot of people. There's a lot of reasons why people don't like religion, and I can understand those people very much. But I just think a lot of the times those people who are begrudging against religion, they're just kind of using that grudge they have against religion to justify science, and vice versa. You've got people in the science community then who are you got people in sorry, I think I might have fucked up. You got people in the scientific.
In a room together, El Boca.
Put them in hell in a cell.
I like both.
Put them in hell in a cell.
I'm very open-minded.
Same here, man. I'm exactly the same as you when it comes to it. I'm just open-minded. I'm not gonna blindly put my faith into religion, but I'm not going to be. But I'm not going to be a hypocrite and put my blind faith into science at the same time. I'm not going to look down on people of religion and say, look at you dumb fucks believing in a man in the sky. How could you put your blind faith into religion? And then 5 minutes later just believe every single thing that a scientist says is true. Do you know what I mean? I'm kind of open-minded. Well, a lot of things really, but yeah, that's how I believe. And I just think this hate between the religious community and the scientific community is kind of it's very bland. It's very, you've got people within the religious community that have grudges against the scientific community, and you've got people within the scientific community that has grudges against the religious community, and that's the reason why they kind of why the scientific community goes against religion and why the religion goes against
the world will end in 2012, El Boca.
I think it did. I think that we're in some sort of an afterlife. That's a very deep theory, but I've been saying that for a while now, and I just think that's what happened at the end of 2012. We just transcended into a different level of consciousness, and I'm not going to go any deeper than that. But Damien, I'm the same as you, man. I am open-minded.
Yeah, many people think that we have switched worlds or something.
Yeah, that's what I believe in. I wouldn't. Oh God, if this is heaven, I don't want to see hell. That's all I'll say about that. Oh, good Lord.
Purgatory hyphen.
Yeah, we're in purgatory.
Hell V.
Between heaven and hell. What a deep conversation.
I was gonna say that Johnny haha.
Alright.
Are we in purgatory?
I think we are. I'm in purgatory between completing this game
Face
and
with tears of joy.
selling it to CEX. I like to just sit back and just laugh at the religious community and the scientific community. Sometimes you just kind of laugh at them kind of being hypocrites, basically. I know that the scientific community laughs at religion because there's no hard scientific evidence of the existence of a God.
Elon Musk tried to warn humanity about the Google A.I.:ELB::OWCOUGH::.
What the name of fucking gun was that? Well, Musk tried to warn humanity about. Yeah, he actually, I was looking at the link to that. He did. Owen Musk, this is fact now, this is coming straight from Owen himself. He actually said like that artificial intelligence is like summoning the demon. In his own words, and that's what he said. I forgot what I was actually talking about now, to be honest with you. Yeah, so that's why the scientific community kind of like laugh at religions, because they don't have any like scientific. But like, why is it that the scientific community can come out tomorrow and say if you eat 5 fruit you're safe, and then the following day they come out and say if you eat 5 fruit you're gonna die? I mean, how can that be? How can you trust that? How can you trust? Well, did I miss something? Oh, I called him Owen. Who the fuck is Owen? Owen, yeah, the long lost brother of Elon Musk, Owen Musk. Did you not hear of him?
Who's Owen?
Owen, he's the long lost brother of Elon Musk. You haven't heard of him?
LMFAO.
Come on now, you haven't heard of Owen Musk. You know, just come on, like. You call yourselves humans and you don't even know but the greatest human of all time, Owen Musk.
Owen is the evil twin robot.
Yeah, he's the evil twin robot. I completely fucked up there. I was wondering what was going on. I was like, what's all the LOLs and laughing emojis about? I then looks down and I actually realised. I was like, they say Owen. Oh God, that was funny. Was it Owen Gates? Oh, Will Gates. Will Gates. Oh, what a deep conversation. But yeah, I just really, at the end of the day, like, we're all humans, and we're all living on this planet we call Earth. And whether you believe that the Earth and the universe around us was created by a divine entity, or whether we believe that every cell in our body and every structure around us and the universe around us was created by atoms up in space, and we believe in science, we all should just be allowed to believe what we want to believe in, and we all should be allowed to have our own views on life, and we should be respected for that and loved for that. And that's what I feel. I don't think the scientific community has any right to laugh and look down their noses on the religious community, and I don't think the religious community should be imposing their religious views on science either, especially when it comes to the extreme cases where some religious parents won't even allow their children to receive medicine because they believe God is going to cure them.
What's happening with SAMAD lately?
So I just think like everyone should respect everyone for their beliefs, and if you're like a hardcore like science guy, like, I don't think you have the right to.
Premed, was it?
2 seconds though. I don't think you have the right to, like, the scientific community doesn't have the right to mock the religious community, you know, and vice versa. The religious community doesn't have the right to look down their noses on the scientific community. We're all humans. We're all part of Earth, and we all should live alongside each other. What's happening with some ad lately? What's happening now with the? What's happening? I don't know. I don't have a clue what's happening. But I'm guessing somebody has got offended about something somewhere. Is it because? Or what is it like? Is it because it happens? Is it because of what you were eating? Is it because the cream egg is brown, and we're eating something brown, and some people think it's racist that we're eating chocolate? Is that what's going on now in the crazy world that we live in today? Is that what it is? Oh God.
I'm not sure. There's a petition with 20,000 signatures or something.
Crazy shit. First I heard of it anyway. I'd love to know what it's all about. But you know what's really funny about these kind of situations is even though it's all over like social media and the internet about these situations, the reality is there's very little people who will actually give a fuck, and cream eggs will still be sold, and
I
people
saw
will
Damien
still eat.
mention Madeleine McCain earlier. What's your view on that case?
What's my view in that case? That poor woman at this stage is dead, and it's unsolved. Who took her and who killed her is up for discussion, and will always be up for discussion until the case it gets closure. But as far as the life of Madeleine McCain is concerned, she's dead. And I think she should rest in peace, and she should be allowed to rest in peace. We could talk about was it the parents? We could talk about until the cows come home.
Just researched that creme egg ad. The thing about it is it shows a couple kissing with a creme egg between their lips.
I think we got offended by that. Have I not seen Netflix show called Cuties, which is about half-naked girls twerking.
Two guys, I seen it there.
Says it all, really. Like, it's amazing what people will get offended by, and how those same people will actually defend something really offensive. Isn't it just crazy how unbalanced of a world that we actually live in? Well, you heard correctly as well, by the way. There actually is a movie on Netflix called Cuties, which is about half-naked 11-year-old girls twerking. So,
the only thing I see wrong with it is Corona, but they could possibly be a couple lol, so I'm not gonna get pressed about it lol.
It's literally two people having a laugh with a cream egg. Get over yourselves. That's what I would say to the people that are offended by that ad. Whether it's two guys, or whether it's two pigs, or whether it's two cats, or whether it's an ostrich and a fucking kangaroo. I mean, who gives
Cuties.
a fuck? Like,
Netflix CEO.
They won't remove it. No, they won't remove Netflix. You know, if people want to get offended by something, yeah, listen to this. Netflix will not remove a movie called Cuties that is about half-naked 11-year-old girls twerking. They won't remove that. No, to be fair, there was a lot of people actually who got offended by that, and they cancelled their Netflix subscriptions. They called for them to shut it down. They called them out on promoting pedophilia.
Yo, IT looks fucked lol because of the white stuff LMFAO.
So it's a cream egg, like. I mean, people need to get over themselves, really. Like, it's a fucking cream egg, like. What about people eating hot dogs and bananas? Who complains about that? Like, if I saw a child eating a banana, like, I wouldn't be like, oh my god, pedophilia.
Dear God.
But then, like, what, they're going to justify
LOL Damien.
Cuties, you know, so anyway, I'm not going to go too much into that whole thing. It's another example of how unbalanced and hypocritical people actually are, you know. What are your thoughts on Cuties, Damien?
Well, I don't see why people are signing a petition over it lol.
It's just, I haven't seen it, and I don't need to see it, I don't want to see it. It's a fucking cream egg, like, and if two guys want to be in an ad with a cream egg between their mouth, and white stuff comes out of it, I mean, what else would be inside the cream egg, like, do you know what I mean, like, it's pretty fucked up. I was asking you, Damien, what do you think of Cuties on Netflix? Once again, it is a movie that Netflix have up. Again, it's called Cuties, and it's about half-naked 11-year-old girls twerking. And Netflix have no issue. Netflix have no issue with it being up. Oh, I haven't seen it either. I don't intend on watching it, but you know how we living in we live in an overly offensive world. Like if I hugged a child, you know, I'd be up in court tomorrow morning. Yeah, and you know, and people would very quickly have an opinion about my behaviour. You know what I mean? But it's okay then for Netflix to have a movie called Cuties with half-naked 11-year-old girls twerking. Crazy, isn't it? And again, like people were outraged by it, you know, but obviously not enough people. You know, obviously not enough people. You know that you would have that would be offended.
Adapt or perish.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. Like, you know, I'm. Do you know what? I'm actually not going to talk about that anymore. I'm just not. It says it all. Again, Netflix have a movie called Cuties.
It's weird because if a famous 35-year-old YouTube hugged a 7-year-old kid, it would be fine, but not when it's a normal person.
They wouldn't even have to be famous. Exactly. So that's exactly it, Ruby. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I so much as spoke to a child, I'd have people, well, why are you talking to a child? But it's okay then for Netflix to have a movie called Cuties about half-naked 11-year-old girls twerking. What an unbalanced, hypocritical, double standard world that we live in. Anyway, that is the end of that conversation. I am not talking about it any further. It says it all.
I'm
it speaks
sick
for
of
itself.
cancel culture over words.
I'm sick of cancel culture over words. But would you agree with people cancelling Netflix over a show that pretty much promotes paedophilia? Like, I'd actually be in favour of people wanting to cancel their Netflix subscription over that. Be 100%, and that's the last thing I'm going to talk about that situation now. But as far as like people cancelling their subscription, like I wouldn't blame people for wanting to cancel their subscription over Cuties. Like, you know, it's not the same thing as like cancelling, you know, like obviously like people who are like banging on about shows.
Netflix has removed so many good shows, but they keep the tough. Lol.
Oh yeah, they cancelled shows like Little Britain now and comedies like that because they apparently have racial slurs in them. But there's a big difference between, you know, a comedy show, you know, telling jokes and a movie that's about half-naked 11-year-old girls twerking. It annoys me on a personal level. And I don't want to talk about it for the whole night, like, but it actually annoys me on a personal level because...
There are excuses, but this happens on TikTok every day.
Yeah, a lot more happens on TikTok every day, but it doesn't mean it's fucking legal, does it? It doesn't mean you can make a movie about it.
Facts, Chad.
A lot happens on... a lot happens on the internet, but it doesn't mean that, like... It doesn't mean like that you're going to make a movie about it and that we're supposed to accept it, like, you know. Anyway, that was the last thing. I swear to God, I'm not going to talk about it anymore because it actually pisses me off just how unbalanced, you know, people are.
But is there a meaning in it? Didn't they call it educational or something? I could be wrong and could be on about another show on another S.
I'd say you're probably talking about another show on another service, but let me tell you one thing, there is nothing educational
I heard the director that made the film did the same stuff at their age.
I'm telling you now, from what I've read about it and from what I've just seen glances, and it is literally a show about half-naked 11-year-old girls twerking. I think that just pretty much says it all. I don't think it needs any more of a description. So if it's educating, 100%. There was a lot of people against it. A lot of people against it. They cancelled the Netflix subscription. They complained to Netflix that this was promoting paedophilia, that it was disgusting, that it was wrong, but it's still up there. If people are calling that educational, I would be scared to educate my child, to be honest with you. So I don't know what those people define as educational, to be honest with you. Maybe it just educates maybe it's educational in terms of it's getting an idea of how 11-year-old girls act in today's world. But that's all. I just brought it up because
Show it in public schools, elbow cup.
I just brought it up because people yeah, show it in public schools. Yeah, I just brought it up because people bitch about like a fucking Cadbury pre-made being offensive. Yeah. And like they get offended by such basic things today, and not enough people care about that Netflix show.
Sex ed is showed in schools anyways. Elbow cup. In front of adults also. Elbow cup.
But does it? Oh, I just don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. I really don't.
FR.
All I can say is there's one rule for one person and another rule for another person. One rule for them, another rule for us. And that's gonna get this me off. But seriously, I just whatever. Like I know I brought it up myself, but I just don't want to talk about it again. Back to Demon's Souls anyway, where I've died for like a millionth time in this game. There should actually be a death count actually in Demon's Souls. But seriously, lads, I actually don't want to talk about it anymore. So just talk about something different now. If we're gonna continue having chats about something, I've said it all I need to say about the show. The description of the show says it all. I don't need to discuss it any further. I've said all I needed to say about it. So I just want to move on now. I'm not pissed off or anything.
Kevin Spacey, the GOAT, elbow cup.
And you comes up with that comment then. Oh my god.
Votes for the next subject.
Yeah, let's talk about goats. Goats are great. Yeah. Goat Simulator. Love that game. Let's talk about Goat Simulator.
Philip Goatfield.
That's a good one. But I'm not gonna have one of those live streams where I just kind of he's brilliant. He's brilliant. I met him when I was about 10. We bonded very well.
All the people that testify against Kevin Spacey got killed in a apparent suicide or went missing. No joke.
Pretty fucked up. But well. I actually love The Cube. Have any of you ever watched The Cube? Well, I know probably...
I'm sure there's a scientific explanation, Johnny. Yes.
Well, I knew that was gonna come back at me at some stage.
I dreamt to go on The Cube when I was little.
Ah, really? Ah. I'm actually trying not to get pissed off.
I love IT so much. What's
yeah, it's a great show. Oh god, it's a British my god, what would you call it? It's not a quiz show, game show. It's a British game show. Okay, so the contestants can win up to, I think it's $500,000. If I'm not mistaken, they can basically win a lot of money. But they have to step into this like cube. It's an actual cube, and inside the cube there will be like a little task that they have to complete, a little game they have to complete. It could be anything from pressing a button at the right time to stacking stuff. Just anything at all. Balance games and all that. And they have 9
I'll spend
lives.
it in a day. Elbow Cup. A British show presented by the British
Oh,
legend himself,
stop.
Philip Goatfield.
Oh, he's a legend. He's a legend. I love that man. I look up to him. I've been a fan of him since I was 10. He's a great man. He's a great man. You know, I feel like he knows me inside and out, you know. He's taught me a lot about life. He's taught me how to take it. You know, how to take it, like, just how to take things. Ever since I was 10.
There's a hologram of what you need to do, and you have to copy it. Sometimes you have to do it blindfolded.
Yeah, Ruby, you can explain it. You can explain the cube there. But it's a great show. It's a great show. I actually love it. He's actually in a lot of things. He gets around, like, you know. He definitely gets around. I know Philip Schofield, but Schofield. Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff. He's in. Yeah, he likes to be in a lot of shows. Particularly the newer stuff, you know, the more earlier stuff. Like, he likes to be in early things, like, you know. Good old Philip likes to be in.
For example, there were 3 barriers and someone had to go over them blindfolded. If you fail and run out of lives, game over.
Yeah, some great shows, some great games. Thank you. I hate bringing something up that just ends up pissing me off in the end. I'm trying to move on from it, but it's hard. I just hate hypocrites. That's pretty much it. I just hate hypocrites. I hate people with double standard mentalities. I hate people who like bang their chest with so much pride. Oh, I'm going to stand against this and I hate this with a passion. But then, like, oh my God, like.
Do you watch This Morning presented by Phil and Holly?
I've watched a bit of it, but I wouldn't be a fan of it. I wouldn't watch it all the time. Oh, I'm not going to say anything else because you know what's funny? Everything is a joke until it comes knocking on their own front door. I haven't even been to the boss yet in this, and even like in today's audio live stream.
Do you like Piers Morgan?
I think he's a legend. I think he's the kind of person that just does not give two straight flying fucks what he says and how it offends people, and I love that, like. And he doesn't, like, it's not like he like goes up to like old women in the street and says
he's funny, isn't he? Face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy.
he is like he's not like an asshole. He's just somebody who just doesn't care about like political correctness. You know, because political correctness at the end of the day, like, it's not a code of conduct. It's not a code of morality. It's not like he goes up to an old woman in the street and says like, "Fuck you, you old hag," and just slaps somebody across the face. Like, you know, like, he's just a person that will just call a spade and just doesn't care what the politically correct term for a spade is. You know, and that's what I like about Piers
He's the
Morgan.
reason I wake up and do my homeschooling. Love watching him in the mornings, lol.
Your motivation for waking up in the morning. I'm sure Paris Morgan would love to hear that. I wouldn't say that I'm a huge what's I think it's funny when people say are you a follower of Paris Morgan and stuff like that. Certainly wouldn't consider myself a follower of anyone. I just think whenever I hear him speak about something, I just think he's a legend. I just think he just doesn't hold back, and I just love how much he just takes these social justice warriors.
It's just funny when he roasts people face with tears of joy.
Yeah, but he just tears them down to size. You've got these very loud social justice warriors, these feminists, these climate change activists, Black Lives Matters, what you name it. They're just so loud, like little angry kids, we hate you old people, it's all about us, and just Paris Morgan just to shut the fuck up, more, it doesn't literally say that.
Thing is, he roasts people for the right reason.
Yeah, for the right reason, and it's just so fucking, just the way he does it, he just silences these people, he just completely silences these people, pushes people in their place, and it's just entertaining to watch, really, And again, he's not fucking an asshole or a prick or anything like that. He's, just doesn't buy into political correctness. Damon, did you play any more of God of War?
Here's for Prime Minister.
Imagine Piers Morgan as Prime Minister. He's not really, I don't know though, is he? He's not, is he really political? I know he's got a lot of political opinions, but is he really political in that sense? Would he go for Prime Minister? Would he want to be Prime Minister? I'm telling you one thing, I'd be watching Prime Minister's questions without a shadow of a doubt if he became Prime Minister. Not that I have any particular interest in any politics from around the world, but it would be entertaining to watch him.
Idiot TBH, never say never, I guess.
Never say never. True that. Fucker missed. No, I can make it to the boss. If this fucker doesn't kill me in the process. Finally, you get to see the boss. Ruby, I don't think you've ever seen this boss. So the first thing you do, and I could have numerous times done it in my Demon Souls games, but basically I go up here, take care of the smaller enemies. And once they're all taken care of, well, actually I'm going to heal first before I do anything. So there's actually quite a few of these smaller enemies lurking around like my heroes in this section. Right, very quickly knock them down to size. And as you can see, I'm still standing. I'm just going to envision all the hypocrites of the world when I'm fighting that boss. What's the type? So I just hate hypocrites so much. Like. Amazing. There's a few around here, so it's so close, but you really have to time your dodges. It's really tough. It's tougher than you think, to be honest with you. You just have to. See, I didn't even dodge that now time. It's hard, like. I think there's one more after on the other side. I can't see if there is. I think there is. Really hard.
Have you ever played Ark Survival?
I have not played Ark Survival, no, it's not really my cup of tea, to be honest. Shit. Oh, okay. That was actually the wrong thing that I actually used, but I'm happy I'm just using it. You can see that I haven't even hit him once. It's just crazy,
I love
like.
that game. Haven't been able to play it for a while due to storage. Still
Oh,
waiting
okay.
on my hard drive refund.
Oh. This is just insane. Look at the damage. Oh, I can't run. This is just... How, like? I'm used to just continually dodging in games. Like, this is the game where you can't just keep doing the same thing over and over again. Like, you just can't, like. And I am dead. I just lost all the motivation to fucking play the game. As far as, like, tonight is concerned anyway, at least. Damien has dipped on my live stream. Where you gone, Damien? I'm only joking. I'm only joking. God, this game is just very, no pun intended, soul crushing when you get to the boss like that. I mean,
Damien has for sure dipped.
You're dipping.
Props to watch that Netflix thing, lol.
Oh God. That dragon has a mind of its own. Come on, dragon. Do your thing. Do your flame.
Yeah, but I'd defo recommend watching Behind Her Eyes when you get some free time. I can't explain it. Maybe have a read of the review, see.
Oh well, it's better for me just to watch it anyway, so I can kind of like, enjoy it, because I have a habit of over explaining shows to people. I end up telling them the whole fucking the whole story. But yeah, I'll give it a go. I mean, it's lockdown, so I've got a lot of free time on my hands.
Honestly, if I didn't have to type the whole thing, I would explain it to you for hours, lol. I'm not able to play this game anymore. I'm just going to chat for the rest of the live stream because I just couldn't be bothered. Great game. I love it. I love the fact that I bought it. I don't regret my purchase. I keep saying that because I just want to remind myself, you know, it's just not a game that you can play continuously for hours in and hours out. It is a late night live stream. I will be sticking around a bit longer. I'm not going to go away anytime soon. It's just, who in their right mind can honestly play the same part of the game for like more than an hour straight? I mean, who can do that? Like, I fucking certainly can't do that, and I just don't want to do it either, to be honest. So, yeah, maybe I can have all those deep conversations now. I just can't get that movie on Netflix, Cuties, out of my head, and not for that reason. I just can't understand like how hypocritical the world can be, where the world can get offended by literally a box of tissues because they're called man-sized tissues. Why are they called man-sized tissues? That's very sexist. Or, and I'm getting pissed off now, or Donald Trump. Ooh, Donald Trump, bad orange man. You know, fucking people literally hating Donald Trump. I mean, people's religion is they hate Donald Trump, you know. And one of the reasons why people hate Donald Trump is because he treats women with disrespect. Look at the nasty things he said about women. Oh, I hate this man so much. Do you? Do you? And you're going to go onto Netflix and watch Cuties. I mean, what the fuck, like? So, okay, so let me get this straight. So okay, so it's not okay for Donald Trump to, you know, to say bad things to women, treat women badly. That's not okay, but it's okay. Didn't he call his daughter sexy or something face with tears of joy?
I don't know, Ruby. I don't know. I just know that there's a movie on Netflix called Cuties that's about half naked 11-year-old girls twerking. That's all I know. For sure. You know, I don't know every single thing Donald Trump has ever said about everyone. But I just think that speaks for itself. And it just, okay, why is it pissing Johnny off so much? It's pissing me off so much because I can't so much as fucking talk to a kid without somebody whispering about me behind my fucking back.
If Trump watched it, it'll get cancelled. El Boca.
Like, so it's, I just don't understand. Well, I don't know why I'm saying I don't understand, because you would think that at this stage I fucking would understand how hypocritical the world is. It's just, I don't like it. That's it. I just don't like how hypocritical the world is. I don't like how double standard
people are. Like, seriously, like, somebody has actually produced, directed, wrote a movie like Cuties. Somebody has held a camera,
What time is it for you over there, Chad?
you know, in a movie like Cuties. And it would seem that the majority of people are in favour of it, because if there really was a majority of people against it, it definitely wouldn't be up on Netflix. So the majority of people think that a movie like Netflix is okay. It amazes me. That's not considered creepy. It's not considered creepy to hold a camera in front of an 11-year-old actor dressed like that and twerking like that. That's not creepy at all. No? Not creepy knowing that anyone and everyone can watch that movie. That's not a bit creepy. Oh, no. Not a bit creepy. I so much as say boo to a child, then it becomes creepy. How is that allowed? How is that like socially allowed? How? Why? You know, because that word gets thrown around a lot, doesn't it? Creepy. It's amazing, isn't it? You know. We got Zoomers that would suck cock for fucking V-Bucks and they get the fucking right to call someone a creep. It's just, I think really what it comes down to is like to word it, like, you know, I have it on my mind, but until to word it, what it comes down to. When it benefits them.
We lost Damien. He's watching the movie now, El Boca.
Stop. Oh man. Damien is a busy guy. He's got college. He's got exams to study for, assignments to study for. So Damien is a busy guy. He's probably still watching the live
Yes,
stream.
Damien
He's
is
probably just
trapped in the movie.
Damien is trapped in the movie. Jesus Christ. He had to do an exam today, and he had to answer. Fuck it, I forget now. It was like he had to answer like 15 questions in 7 minutes, which is an insane amount of time to work with, to be honest with you. So for the remainder,
I know how he feels with assignments. I have GCSEs I need to pick, but it's so hard doing it in lockdown.
I know, I can imagine. So you can understand how busy he is. He's with us in spirit. He's with us in spirit. So remainder of the live stream was basically just me talking gibberish, as I always do. And you can equally talk gibberish in the live chat as well. Okay, I did want to have a proper late-night live stream, so that's what I intend on doing. It's just that when it, as I said, when it comes to
it says there's 3 viewers. I'm confident one of the 3 is Damien's ghost.
it's ghost. But as far as Demon's Souls is concerned, it's just not a game that I can just play continuously for hours. So that's why I'm not playing any more of it right now. But I'm not giving up on it. Like, I mean, I will be playing it. I'll be playing it since I got it. Like, you know, so it's just, I don't know, like, I don't know how anyone can just play this game continuously. It's too repetitive. I have to say, like, you know, if you're going to be playing it non-stop, because you will be stuck on it, you will be replaying the same levels and replaying the same bosses. So that becomes very repetitive very quickly. So it's just not something that I'm going to be doing like very much. Like, it's one thing if you're making progress in the game, or if you get stuck for, like, you say, like an hour.
If all else fails, switch to Fortnite, El Boca.
All else fails, switch to Fortnite. No. Been there, done that. Been there, done that. I was never good at Fortnite. I've spoken about this story many times before. I absolutely suck at Fortnite. I'm terrible at that game, and I'm not saying it in a kind of like in a kind of what's the word for it? In a modest way. Like I really am shit at that game. The only reasons I played, the first reason I played Fortnite is because I wanted to give the game the benefit of the doubt. It was such a big game, everybody was talking about it, and I was like, oh come on, look at this.
The Fortnite community is toxic.
I was
If you
like,
don't win the first game, they'll never play with you again.
I agree with you about it being toxic, but then again, any community can be toxic, to be honest with you. So I was like, come on, this game can't be this good. So I just felt like instead of going down the road of bashing a game that I haven't played, you know, instead of bashing it because everyone else is bashing it, I said, you know what, I'll give it a go. It was free. What had I to lose? So I originally played it on PS4, and I tried it out, and I'm not joking. I'm pretty sure you can scroll through my channel, fucking far back enough to actually find my original Fortnite live stream. I was hooked on it. Like I actually thought it was a very unique, one of a kind like experience. Like I was used to playing like online shooting games like Call of Duty, like where if you got shot by another player and you died, you just respawn and you'd respawn and you'd respawn. The concept of a battle royale was new to me at that time. It was new to me. I had never played a battle royale game before, so the concept of like being dead and then you're gone, and the kind of the quest to become the last player standing, I was hooked on it, and I had a little strategy that I kind of stuck with originally. Actually, before I get to my strategy, I have to admit the first time I actually played, I actually had no clue what I was doing. If it hadn't been for the legendary fucking Kirby with a knife slash Bunger, helping me out the first time I played Fortnite, I wouldn't have a clue what I would have been doing. I was basically fucking, I didn't pay attention to the middle of the map, you know, the eye of the storm. I haven't played it so long, I don't even know what it's called, but I was like, what's this line about? You know, I didn't know what I was doing, so he helped me out. Once I knew how to play the game, I kind of had this little strategy of mine. Map, fuck each other up, let them do their thing, and I was going to hide away. I was just literally going to hide away in the smallest of building, in the far away corner of a map, and just stay there, and obviously move when I needed to move. And to be honest with you, it was a strategy that kind of worked, because I think I came second at one stage. It might have been third, I don't know. It was a strategy that worked. Obviously, you know, there was like pro players and, you know, people who were really good at the game, and obviously, like, you know, my little strategy didn't really work for them, like, when it kind of came down to like the top five, like, you know. But look, I gave the game a go, and I was actually left impressed. Like, I didn't say, oh, this game is absolute shit. I was actually left impressed. Then I got bored of it and I stopped playing, because it's just usually with service games and games like Fortnite, I kind of just lose interest in it very quickly, and that's really what happened with Fortnite. Then the game got announced for Nintendo Switch, and I told, I hope they don't mind me mentioning this, but the legendary ProConix Vlogs, who hasn't been on my channel for quite a while, I'm only joking, if you're listening to this, I'm only joking, everyone is free to come by my channel as many times as they want, no hassle there, but I told him that Fortnite was coming to Switch, and you know, if there was ever a bigger example of irony, it's this. He the first things he told me when he heard that Fortnite was coming to Switch is, will you make a video of you playing Fortnite and you can show me how to play Fortnite? Now, I didn't actually get around to doing it. I didn't get time to do it. Turned out that he ended up being very, very, very good at Fortnite, and I ended up being complete shit at the game. So the irony there is just outstanding, to be honest with you. But the reason, like, so he eventually then would ask me to play Fortnite, and I'm not a prick, you know. So I said yes, to be nice. You know, songed out, you know. Just wanted to play Fortnite with me. So to be nice, I said I'd play it. But I was complete crap. Like, so every time I was playing Fortnite, like, I mean, I like, I wasn't good at it, like, you know. But just to be nice and just to play Fortnite with him, that's what I did. And it's where the dynamic duo was formed. But then I just really just got bored of the game, to be quite honest with you. Like, I know he just wanted to play Fortnite with me, but I just really, really got bored of it. And I wanted to be honest with him. I just wanted to be honest. I said, look, I actually don't like this game. I'm quite bored of it. And that was the last I played of Fortnite. So that's my Fortnite story from start, middle, and end. And you know what?
Really, really off topic, but do you reckon you'll get to level 40 in Fall Guys this season?
No, let's go
I
back.
barely touched Fall Guys this season, lol.
Let's go back to topic for a second, because this is how I want to end that topic. There was a lot of time in that interactivity between me and Prochronics Vlogs that I felt like I was doing something wrong, because there was a huge age gap between myself and Prochronics Vlogs. I felt like, nah, this is not right. I'm doing something wrong here. This can't be right, kind of. Me playing Fortnite with a kid. Felt bad. Felt like I was doing something wrong. But you know what? But realizing how hypocritical the world around me is, and how double standard the world around me is, and how selective, you know, how much of a selected mindset these people have, you know, and especially when it comes to Netflix having a movie called Cuties, which I've spoken about too many times. I'm not going to go into detail about that. I'm kind of looking back on it now, and I'm thinking, I've done fuck all. Wow. You know? It's not like I invited them in and said, come on, let's have a twerking competition. Hell, let's make a fucking movie about it. You know what I mean? So I'm tired of eating myself up and hating on myself when
It's true face with tears of joy.
there's a world around me, like holding a glass of wine in one hand, puffing a cigarette in the other hand, and shouting at me saying, don't you drink, don't you smoke, just using it as context. Basically, I'm tired of hypocrites. I've always been tired of hypocrites. Just sick of it. Sick of it. I'm just glad that I got some gameplay of Demon's Souls in before I went off on one like this, to be honest with you. But I'm just fucking tired of it. You know, I look back on that, you know, situation, you know, story that I gave. I look back on that and I'm like, maybe I should have done more. You know what I mean? Not only joking, but like, what, like, you know? I do. fucking hypocritical nature of it all. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, oh, is it because it's Netflix? Netflix is the brand. We can't oppose the great Netflix. If the great Netflix wants to have a movie like Cuties, let it. But if, like, you know, if that wasn't like a Netflix movie, do you know, if that was just somebody with a camera just recording anyone and everyone, it would be a completely different story. I know I'm going to be here for quite another fucking while, but I've exhausted my vocabulary on that topic. But if you want to talk about anything else, you can talk about anything else. But I'm not pissed off at anyone. Like, I'm not pissed off at anyone. I just want to make that clear. I'm not pissed off at anyone, like, particularly, like, or like anyone, like, on a personal level. It's just this hypocritical world that I just live around. It just annoys me. Like, really annoys me. It's hard to communicate, really. I've spoken about this many times before, and across many live streams. You know, I really have. It's a level of I wouldn't say anger. It's more frustration. I know, like, to me, frustration and anger are two different things. It's, oh God. You ever hear people saying, "Oh, that's different"? That's kind of what it feels like. Oh, but that's different. It's like, again, the example of somebody smoking and drinking and telling you not to drink and smoke. It's like if somebody's smoking Benson and Hedges, telling you don't smoke, and you're smoking John Player Blue, and I turn around and say, well, you're smoking. Oh, but it's different. I'm smoking like Benson and Hedges. What's the fucking difference? You're still fucking smoking. You're telling me not to fucking smoke. You know, that's an example of a hypocrite trying to justify their hypocrisy by pointing out the technical differences, but in reality it's exactly the fucking same. You know? If not worse. Or just calling you an idiot and getting annoyed because they know that what I'm saying is actually right, because they know, you know? I'm just so fucking tired of it all. So tired of it all. Seriously. This is with everything. It's with everything. Our minds are just so subjective. You know, I speak about selective mindsets, but there's such thing as subjective mindsets too, like, where we're just so fucking, it's just easy to just get people to think a certain way. Get them to really believe in their heart and soul that that this is the way they feel. But in reality, they're just more or less told to feel that way, made to feel that way. You know? I don't know. And if you want to add anything else to the conversation, any deep conversations you want to bring up, any questions you want to ask me. And yeah, I am pissed off, but again, I'm not pissed off at anyone in particular. It's just, I do not like hypocrisy. I do not like double standard and selective mindsets. I just find it very frustrating, and I just feel it on a personal level, to be honest with you. I really do, because when I was playing Fortnite with Brockonics vlogs, a lot of people were talking. And as always, they were talking behind my back. I mean, they should go to Specsavers, because for some reason they think my fucking face is on my back. You know? It's always is behind my back. And like, these are the same people talking about me. Same people that are like watching like a movie like Cuties, or just like justifying the very thing that they were calling me. They're engaging in it themselves. It's just so clear, like it's just so fucking like, in my mind, it's just I can smell the hypocrisy, you know. I can just, oh my god, and they don't even like, I don't know. So it is one of those live streams. It is what it is. I'm used to being like this, so it's not like it's new to me. Like as far as getting frustrated because of hypocrisy and double standardness, you know, I just feel like maybe I should just give in to like the insanity, like, you know, just, you know, maybe I should watch Cuties and just bust a nut. Like, huh? Fuck it, like, you know. Not saying I'm gonna do that by any chance. By any means. I'm just saying, like, what's the point in getting so pissed off anymore? What's the point in pointing out how hypocritical people are? What's the point of it all? Does it achieve? I don't know, really. But I mean, I am tired of it, but I'm not exactly new to it either. You know, it's like rain, especially in Ireland. It's like I'm used to the rain. I mean, it's not like it hasn't rained in Ireland. It's not like I haven't gotten wet, but every time, obviously, I step out into the rain, it's not nice. It's uncomfortable. You don't like the rain. You never like the rain. You're used to it. You know, you expect it, but you don't like it. That's kind of how I feel about hypocrisy and everything that goes along with it, like, you know, double standardness, selectiveness. It's like rain. It's expected. I'm not new to it, but it doesn't get any more you know, comfortable. I don't know about it. All right, lads. I feel like I've done all the talking here now for the last, I don't know how many minutes. I know that some of you are fascinated by like these kind of like talks, like, you know, from my voice memorizing, but I don't want you to be doing all the conversation. So if you want to bring up something and you want to hear, let's just turn this into an impromptu fucking Johnny, or ask Johnny, ask me a question or whatever. It's just I don't know. Well, I'm still going to be talking then, aren't I? I don't know what's happening in your lives anyway. There's 2 people watching. I don't want to be going on for the whole fucking night, like. And I know I'm the one who brought up the whole fucking cuties thing on Netflix. Like, you know, it's always the case of me bringing up something that I can't seal. It's literally like, it literally is like the term, a tin of worms, you know, like once you open it up, like you just, there's no putting them back in, you know, and that's one of my biggest issues. I bring up a subject that I'm not capable of uh, of like of handling, like, you know, I got to be careful of that going forward. But especially in live streams, it's one thing like when it's on my mind, like, you know, if I'm just like sitting down and, you know, it pops into my head, or if I'm going for a walk, like it's easier, I find, actually, than anything else. I know people say like it's never good to, and I say it all the time, it's never good to kind of keep things inside, but I don't know. I think sometimes, in some cases, it actually is, because for me, anyway, like once I start talking about something like this, and I can't contain it, I actually find it very hard to contain it. So sometimes it's better contained than let loose, is what I find. So I got to be careful of that going forward. Again, mostly in live streams, I got to be careful about, like, you know, if somebody brings up something, or if I bring it up, I got to be careful of, am I going to actually address that, or am I just going to like politely not address it? And that's the way forward, really, for me, because it doesn't do me any good. If anything, it just by discussing it, it just drives me crazy. Like, it just gets worse and worse and worse. It's just certain things, it just comments, certain words that will just like fucking hit a nerve, like, you know, and it's just hard to fucking not be affected by it. Like, again, like, it's not surprising, like, you know, me feeling like this and acting like this. It's just, I just, in the last 2 years of my life, possibly even 3 years of my life, just so much has just been on my mind, and I've been my own worst enemy throughout that time, and I find that the only person that was criticizing me was me, and the only person that was affecting my life was me. And I don't know, I know it's like I'd give anything to go back, you know, and just not care, because the very people who I thought would care are actually the very people that at the end of the day wouldn't give two flying fucks anyway. If that makes sense. I know I'm being slightly cryptic, but that's the only way I can put it. The live chat has completely gone dead. Ruby, this is your opportunity to, you know, to have like a late night, deep conversation. Like, come on, I'm not joking. Oh my god, I just. Well, I'm not gonna fucking take a break from live streams, because I'm the kind of person I'll go to sleep. I'll probably go to sleep, and I'll probably be a little bit pissed off in the morning for a few fucking minutes. But I'll get up. Life will go on, the day will go on, and I probably have no problem doing a live stream. So I'm not going to like announce a break from live streams like I did a couple of nights ago, because it just all depends on how I feel in that particular time. Like, my mood, thankfully, it's not something that lasts longer than a day. You know, it's not a physical thing like my right hand. You know, it lasts fucking for over a month and a fucking half. But even that, you know, I get over that. Like right now, I'm actually like I can clench my right hand and make a fist. Like that would not have been possible at all this time last week. So over time, you know, things get better. So yeah, at this stage, I don't think you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Jesus Christ, you know. That's just fucked up. I don't know what the fuck, man. Honestly, the fuck, like. I'm just literally going to change everything tomorrow. And I have said that to myself many times before, and I've said it to other people many times before, but if nobody else cares, why should I care? And with that, I will say this is the end of the live stream. Thank you for watching. I know there was some Demon's Souls gameplay, so thankfully I did get to throw in some gameplay of Demon's Souls before I completely went off on one like this. So I'm glad, because sometimes I play a game for like 10 minutes and then I just go off in one for the rest of the live stream. So I'm glad that there was a good solid amount of Demon's Souls gameplay in the live stream for people to watch before I went off on one involving hypocrisy and double standardness and selective minded. But I think that's what I said there is like I'm changing things tomorrow. What it really comes down to in this world is people don't care. So therefore I'm not going to care. So yeah, what can I say? But thank you for watching the live stream, and I will see you next time on Greenhill Gaming, because I certainly won't be going anywhere. And just to piss a few people off, to the person disliking my content, I'll be still here in the next live stream. To the person who's jealous of me, I'll still have 459 subs. And to the person stalking me, just remember how obsessed you are with me. Just remember how much of your life is spent obsessing over my life. Just remember that. So see you next time.